Hi everyone, and I know you all are amazed about the latest trending news that humans are a step closer towards the flying cars. Yes, it is going to be a reality soon. The Japanese company SkyDrive has successfully tested the first manned flying car, and they are promising us that the flying car is going to be in market by 2023, and be ready to have one in your own garage. And guys, yes, we are going to drive and fly in our private vehicle. Believe me, guys, the flying car is not the result of the technological advances in the 21st century. Rather, it has started from the 20th century itself. And in this video, I'm going to discuss the historical developments in making the flying cars. So, welcome to my channel. Let's grow young together. If you are visiting this channel for the first time or you haven't yet subscribed, guys, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Just a decade and a half after the Wright brothers took off in their airplane over the plains of Kitty Hawk in 1903, other pioneering men began chasing the dream of a flying car. There are nearly 80 patents on file at the United States Patent and Trademark Office for various kinds of flying cars. Here's a look back at a few of the flying cars that distinguish themselves from the pack. Number 1. Curtiss Autoplane. In 1917, Glenn Curtiss, who could be called the father of the flying car, unveiled the first attempt at such a vehicle. His aluminum autoplane sported 3 wings that spanned 40 feet. The car's motor drove a 4-bladed propeller at the rear of the car. The autoplane never truly flew, but it did manage a few short holes. 2. Aerobile. Developed by Waldo Waterman in 1937, the Aerobile was a hybrid Studebaker aircraft. Like the autoplane, it too had a propeller attached to the rear of the wheel. The 3-wheeled car was powered by a typical 100 horsepower Studebaker engine. The wing detached for storage. A lack of funding killed the project. 3. Amphibian. In 1946, instead of adapting a car for flying, Robert Fulton adapted a plane for the road. The wings and tail section of the plane could be removed to accommodate road travel, and the propeller could be stored inside the plane's fuselage. It took only 5 minutes to convert the plane into a car. The Amphibian was the first flying car to be certified by the Civil Aeronautics Administration, the predecessors of the Federal Aviation Administration. It had a 150 horsepower, 6-cylinder engine and could fly 120 miles per hour and drive at 50 miles per hour. Despite his success, Fulton couldn't find a reliable financial banker for the Amphibian. 4. Con-Air car. In 1940, Consolidated Vultee developed a 2-door sedan equipped with a detachable airplane unit. The Con-Air car debuted in 1947 and offered 1 hour of flight and a gas mileage of 45 miles, about 72 kilometers per gallon. Plans to market the car ended when it crashed on its 3rd flight. Number 5. The Avro car. The first flying car designed for military use was the Avro car, developed in a joint effort between Canadian and British military. The flying saucer-like vehicle was supposed to be a lightweight air carrier that would move troops to the battlefield. 6. Aerocar. Inspired by Amphibian and Robert Fulton, whom he had met years before, Moulton Maule Taylor created perhaps the most well-known and most successful flying car to date. The Aerocar was designed to drive, fly, and then drive again without interruption. Taylor covered his car with a fiberglass shell. A 10-foot long drive shaft connected the engine to a pusher propeller. It cruised at 120 miles per hour in air and was the second and the last routable aircraft to receive FAA approval. In 1970, Ford Motor Co. even considered making the vehicle, but the decade's oil crisis dashed those plans. With the advances in lightweight material, computer modeling, and computer controlled aircraft, the dream is very close to becoming reality. And now we are going to look at the flying cars being developed today that eventually could be in our garages. In Israel, Dr. Rafi Yoeli of Urban Aeronautics is testing the City Hawk, a prototype of a fly-by-wire car. He is also working on the project centered around X-Hawk, a rotorless vehicle takeoff and landing vehicle. Macro Industries in Huntsville is developing a flying car that it's calling the Skyrider X2R. This aero car will be able to take off and land vertically. Skyrider incorporates the interior design of a two-seater sports car with the mobility of a helicopter or airplane. The company said it is also developing 5 to 7-seated models of Skyrider. The navigation system will be controlled almost entirely by GPS satellites and cellular service. Paul Muller has spent 40 years and millions of dollars developing his Sky car. He is now very close to developing the first mass-marketed flying car. In 1989, Muller unveiled the M200X, which has now flown 200 flights and can go as high as 50 feet. And about 100 years after the start of mass production of Ford Motor Corporation's Model T in 2020, the human race is about to witness another mobility revolution. According to former Toyota Motor Corporation engineer, who now heads a startup that is betting on launching a commercial flying taxi service in 2023. Tokyo-based Skydriver's Clusion CEO Tomohiro Fukuzawa is convinced that by 2050 anyone will be able to fly to any destination within the capital's 23 wards in 10 minutes. The potential is enormous, with global demand for electrical vertical takeoff and landing aircraft set to reach $1.5 trillion by around 2040. And on screen you are seeing SkyDrive's SD03 prototype manned test flight at Toyota test field.